Hello, American Indian Youth Enrichment Summer Program students and families. Mr. D Machapi, this is Mr. D again. This week's lesson is going to be about this right here. Shiotranka in Lakota means flute. So the story I'm going to share today is called The First Flute, or it's called Love Flute, because this summer has been a lot of things revolving around dream catchers, capturing all the best dreams that you have and letting the bad ones go, about how Eagle saved that young woman and the Lakota Dakota Nation after the Great Flood, showing love. And of course, the medicine wheel, keeping you in balance with all things in life. And so this one is also connected to that. So this week, you're going to get this in your kit, this bad boy right here. If I can see, there it is. And so you're going to see it's a small flute with feathers to be attached. So the story this week is about a young man a long time ago in the Dakota Lakota culture. Um, he was a great hunter, he was a great warrior, but he was really, really shy. And he secretly kind of fell in love with this girl in the village, but felt like he couldn't really find the right words to say to her, to speak to her, to hopefully make her fall in love with him too. And so for a very long time, he was just kind of, from a distance, just wishing and hoping he could find that voice to speak. And so on one of his many hunting trips, he was sleeping in the forest and he had a dream. And in his dream, a red-headed woodpecker landed on a tree nearby him and was pecking holes into a branch. And eventually the wind blew through the holes in the branch and made a really eerily beautiful sound. And the young man loved it. And when he woke up, he actually saw a red-headed woodpecker nearby him, and it began to fly from tree to tree. And as it did, it stopped and kind of looked back at him each time it landed, um, kind of making the young man think, "Well, he's actually showing me this. This is happening." And so he followed him, and eventually the woodpecker did land on a branch that had holes in it. And like in the dream, when the wind blew through it, it made that really beautiful sound. So again, that young man knew that this was a vision that was coming to reality. And so he climbed the tree and he carefully broke off the branch and took it home. However, when he was at home, he had a really difficult time trying to make that sound that he heard. And so what he did is he went to a medicine man and who instructed him to go into a sweat lodge and cleanse himself and then ask for further help. And after he did that, another dream came to him and it showed him how to construct that particular flute, that instrument, so he could recreate the sound that he heard. And after he followed the instructions of that vision, he was able to make that instrument and make the sound that he heard. So he was very excited and he carried that flute everywhere he went and practiced as much as possible, but always further away from people. He still didn't want people to hear him because, again, he wasn't as confident yet as he, just learning how to do this. And one of the times he was out in the forest, he began to listen to the sounds that the birds were making and other animals, and he tried to recreate them. And he eventually got really, really good at what he was doing, enough to where he felt like he could approach this girl finally. And so one night he sat out on a hill by her house, her teepee, and he started to play his best song. And I guess they said that the song went straight to the girl's heart. Like it spoke directly to her, and she came out of her house and sat next to the teepee to listen to him play. And because of that, that young man got confidence that he knew that he could speak to her, and so eventually he found his actual voice, and he talked to her, and he realized that she had secretly had liked him the whole time, and had been waiting for him to approach her. And so he got permission from her family to officially court her, and then they eventually married and had a great life together. So this is a cool story. I love this one. It's again about how this very shy young man found his voice with this instrument and was able to approach this love of his life. And so I hope you guys like that. And again, so the key word this week is voice. So when you come to the meeting on Thursday and Friday, remember the word voice is the word for the cultural teaching this week because of the flute giving that young man his voice. All right, look forward to seeing you guys. I hope you've been having a great summer. And I eventually look forward to seeing some of you guys in person. All right, take care, everybody.